Well, it is draft week, and I'm joined by Trey Taylor, defensive back for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, you're coming up on your second season, but let's rewind to that day when you were taken with the 223rd pick in the 2024 draft. What was that like for you?
We're going to select you right here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was everything, you know. I know what type of work I put in every day to get to this point. And there's still a lot more to go achieve, but man, all the sacrifices that I made along the way to kind of get here. More Las Vegas. You know, I got really emotional because nobody else sees the work in the dark. And I was really appreciative that, you know, the Raiders took me. Of course, you think that you go earlier than you actually do. Any advice to rookies or people coming in the draft is ditch all those, you know, draft boards, ditch all the media circulating your name, ditch all that, because none of that matters when it comes to draft day at all. You know, like there's people who thought they were going in the 4th round that didn't get drafted at all. There's people who thought they weren't going to get drafted at all that are drafted in the 5th round. You know, and that's just kind of the way that things shake during that day. And I was just blessed to be here. Super blessed.
Well, it's a chaotic week for so many draft prospects, and I'm sure many are anxious to hear their name called on the big stage that they've worked their whole lives to get to. How do you remember draft week? Like, what was that build-up like for you?
Man, I had a schedule every day. I'd wake up at 6:30, go work out at my school, Air Force. Just kind of be around some of the coaching regime there, kind of get my jitters out being around some of the guys that I kind of played with. But then I'd go home and all that media, like I was talking about, all that media circulation would come around, and it was a lot, you know, texting coaches, calling scouts, you know, getting all that kind of taking place, kind of made me jittery. Like, man, I feel like all these teams might want me, you know, but only one team can choose you. And that's what really had me the most excited, is that I get to show my talents and showcase what I know I can do to one team that really believes in me. So, yeah, that was really it. Just super emotional going into it.
Well, you mentioned that obviously being picked in the 7th round, it was an amazing moment, but you wish it would have been earlier. Yeah. Was that added motivation for you going into last season?
Oh, for sure. Especially going into training camp last season. Of course, I got hurt, but I definitely used that as motivation going in, because like I said before, I thought that I was supposed to be going a lot earlier, and you know, I fell a few more rounds than I thought I would. But hey, you know, I understand where things swung, but at the same time, you know, like I said, I'm just blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be with the Raiders, blessed to be with this new regime. I know what, you know, I bring to the table, so all that 223, 7th round, all that means the world to me, but I also know that, you know, none of that matters once you get into training camp.
And you were, of course, the Jim Thorp Award winner in 2024, which is awarded to the top defensive back in the country who exemplifies excellence not just on the field, but also off the field with their character. So when you came to Las Vegas and you came inside this building, how did you try to show why you earned that?
Yeah, for me, really, it was just leadership. Trying to get the guys around me, especially the rookies that I came in with, to all be on the same core. I think we really did a good job of that last year. Our rookie class is strong, and we're going to keep proving that going into next year. Also, just my work ethic, you know, the things that Jim Thorp, you know, symbolizes. Everything, I want to do the same thing. So his work ethic, his competition, his making everything competitive, just like we do right now at the Raiders. Everything that he did was to win. And so, yeah, that's exactly what I bring to the table every time I step onto the field, to walk into the locker room.
Well, it's a new regime. It's a new day in Las Vegas. I know last season didn't go the way the team wanted, but now with Pete Carroll here in the building and off-season training beginning, how have you felt this be different and maybe the start to a new winning culture here?
Yeah, everything is a competition, you know? Like, you can't walk into the meeting room without having a little snippet of what the real deal on the field thing is going to be like. You feel the competition in the rooms. I mean, that's a real deal thing. People say, just compete, baby. That's all I feel. And it's making all of us better day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute that we're together. I really appreciate that.
I saw you suited up in 10 games last season. Didn't get a tackle, didn't get on the field very much, but going into this season, you're coming off an off-season with a lot of turnover in that defensive back room, losing guys like Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Merrick and Jack Jones. So I'm sure that in your mind, this is the time to step up. What's your mentality going into your second season?
Yeah, just win my reps that I'm given. Win every single rep that I'm given. Knowing me, I want to start. And I'm gonna do everything that I have to do to get to that point. But also I'm gonna play my role, and I have a bunch of roles right now, not on special teams, but special teams is huge, and that's what's really gonna get me onto the field the way that I want. So I know my goals, I have them all written down, but I know that I gotta take the small steps to go achieve those. But it's been really nice being in the room with a lot of the guys that came in, a lot of the new people, seeing their talents, seeing how they fit into the room. I just can't wait to compete, and given a chance, I know that I'll be able to succeed.
Trey, rewinding way back, you graduated from Frisco Lone Star High School, and there's another kid coming up who's from the DFW area who also went to Lone Star, going by the name of Ashton Jeanty, Boise State running back, Heisman runner-up, and widely projected to be the Raiders' 6th overall pick this year. How cool is it to see someone that acclaimed as of a running back come from where you did?
Yeah, it's awesome to see him dominate the way that he does, and it's really cool seeing that it came from my high school, from my loins. Yeah, we had such a good high school there. We had Nick Bolton, linebacker for the Chiefs. We got Marvin Mims, receiver for the Broncos. Jalen Ford, a linebacker for the Saints, all coming out in the 2-3 year span. And so being able to see somebody like Ashton be so special coming from the same spot, just shows the level of talent that we had in that city, and the level of talent that we had in that school. And it's not stopping. But I'd love to see Ashton a little bit more. We'll see what happens in the draft, but I'm looking forward to seeing his success and his development in the league, because he's going to be special for sure.
Well, outside of the UNLV kids who would be coming right from our very own backyard, after the draft, you got these prospects coming from all over the country to the desert, and many of them aren't really aware of what Las Vegas is really like. They might think it's just the Strip. What was your adjustment when you moved here?
Drinking more water, for certain, was my number one. And then secondly, it was just figuring out kind of who I am in a new city, like what my hobbies are, what I like to go do, what I enjoy doing, how much time I give to the Strip, how much time that I give to, just being in my own apartment, and just, relaxing there. It's a good dynamic. It's different. You can have two polar different lifestyles, but I like to stay in the middle. That's where I've seen the most success in my life. And there's so much more to do outside of just the Strip than what people realize. Like we said before, it's a big family environment out here that I never realized, and I'm really glad that I get to be at a place this special, because it's too much to do out here.
Well, when you look at your own rookie draft class that the Raiders brought in last year, Brock Bowers at the top, who had one of the greatest rookie seasons in history, JPJ, who KTNV is also interviewing today. He had such an awesome year and became a starter. What is that bond like between the rookies in one class?
Yeah, the rookies, of course, we're super strong. We came in last year under that kind of pretty new regime, at least with the head coach, and we were just trying to prove what we could together. It was together. Whenever we went out together. Whenever we, had fun, we had fun together. Whenever we studied together. And that was a pretty special bond that grew into this year. So I can't wait to see what we're able to accomplish this next year, because we still got a lot of talent and a lot of things that we haven't been able to show just yet for, multiple reasons. But hey, we got Brock and JPJ, D Glaze, D Cam coming into his own. We got a lot of people that are doing their thing, and so we all just can't wait to kind of do us as well.
Well, this time last year, Trey Taylor didn't know how to navigate this building. And now he's fully aware, and he's ready to make an impact in his second season. Trey, we really appreciate your time and hope you have the best second season possible.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.